Hey, welcome to A Drink with Derek. I am drinkless now.
Yes.
Out of respect for my guest, who does not drink.
I don't drink anymore. I did drink at one
used
time.
to.
Oh yeah, a lot.
But we never. Chas Elstner, funny comedian. We had worked together. It's got to be, was it 20 years ago?
Yeah, or maybe
In
even-
Omaha?
In Omaha, yeah.
Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah.
You were sober then. So I mean,
Yeah, I think
you
so.
were.
Yeah.
So I mean, you put up like Hall of Fame drinking numbers.
Yeah.
Like back then. I mean, it's not like I'm talking to an 80-year-old man. It's
Right,
like
exactly.
You're like, I gotta hit the brakes on this and stop.
Right.
So it's funny because I drank and acted the fool.
Yeah.
And you acted the fool, but you were just sober.
Yeah, it was weird. You buy a case of beer at the beginning of the club date, and then 2 days later you're like, I think I need to get another case.
I've seen that movie.
Yeah.
You've been in this business a long time. You were a circus clown before you ever started doing stand-up comedy.
Yeah. Well, first I was an acrobat in the circus, and I always say I was an acrobat about 80 pounds ago. So
you were an acrobat before you became
a clown.
A clown.
Right.
What were you doing as an acrobat?
If you know anything about teeterboard troupe, that's where there's a teeterboard and a guy jumps on this side and this person goes flying up in the air, does a flip, and then I would catch them.
Were you drinking when you were doing that?
No.
The fact that you spent that much time thinking tells me yes, which is why you're no longer doing the teeterboard anymore.
Well, you would have like a beer or two after. I mean, yeah.
Right.
It was around the late 80s, 90s, and all of a sudden you just, boom, things go crazy.
How did you end up? Were you a gymnast in school, and then this progressed into what you ended up doing in the circus?
Yeah.
That's a TV show.
Yeah, I started off as a mime. This was when mime was like respectable, if you remember those days.
So you started as a mime, and then went to an acrobat,
Right.
and then went to a clown.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes. As if everyone's following this. But, it's high school. You're going, hey, I'll try that. I'll try this. Oh, the gymnastics team. I'll try that,
Right.
Because I tried wrestling, and you got to have that mean spirit inside you,
Right.
and I didn't have that, so.
No, you're like way too nice of a guy.
Right. Thanks.
I mean, I can't imagine like being pinned and then get that laugh.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on?
So then,
So mime and then acrobat, and then did you get injured, and then you decided to still stay with the circus? Or?
no, because I had auditioned in high school as a clown for Ringling Brothers Circus,
Okay.
and they said, well, we can't give you we can't accept you until September. So in the meantime, I was an acrobat for that whole summer, and then they called me and said, you've been accepted into the clown school.
Right.
And so I said, okay, goodbye teeterboard troupe, which they did not like at all.
Well, yeah, it's tough when there's nobody to catch the guy flipping. That's
Yeah, exactly.
insanely awkward.
So then all of a sudden, I went through clown school, and then they hired me to be with Ringling Brothers, and then we got to New York City, and on a night off, we went to a stand-up comedy thing, a club, and I saw that, and I said, that's really what I want to do.
What was your clown name?
Well, I just went as Chaz. Sometimes because I started off with Chaz Bo, but that was at the time when all of a sudden you can't be saying things like that.
Right.
So Chaz Bo, all of a sudden I went, okay, that clown name is
Chaz Ball?
Chaz Bo.
Chaz Bo, I'm sorry. I'm just clarifying. Now, do you still have the costume?
I still have the costume.
You do?
Yes.
Do you ever have women that want to role play? When you tell them this, and they go, hey, put on the clown costume.
No, not anymore, but when I was in the circus, they loved that.
Wow.
There would be some freaky ladies.
What's the craziest thing that you saw as a clown or when you were working in the circus? Because people have this perception of the circus. What's the craziest thing that you were involved with in that arena?
I think one of the funniest things is that, elephants do remember.
Okay.
And
Why does this sound like the beginning to a horrific story?
Well, yeah, it is pretty horrific, but there was this elephant that was remembering this one guy, and finally this guy was in a vulnerable position, and the elephants just decided they're going to plow right into him. But this was on the very first night when we were in Chicago, and on the first night in Chicago, it's the entire Democratic Party rents the entire arena.
Right.
So the next day in the newspaper, elephant plows into Democrats.
Why are people creeped out by clowns? And are you single-handedly responsible for these
Yes,
people?
it really is all me. It
Being
really
creeped
is.
out.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. No, but I think all of a sudden, we started that whole thing with Chucky. What was that horror movie about 40 years ago?
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden, then the John Wayne Gacy thing started happening. And
He screwed up a lot of things for a lot of people.
yes, he did.
I mean, clowns is one aspect of that.
Right.
But yeah.
But then all of a sudden, and now all these movies, they're just going, a lot of my friends who are still clowns are going, there's hardly any work anymore because no one wants to hire that, It's become this really creepy thing. It used to be only a few people were creeped out by clowns,
Right.
and now it seems like everybody's creeped out.
Well, yeah, when M. Night Shyamalan starts making movies and you have like the clown-looking dolls
Right, yeah.
that are, chopping up a kid, they go, we're not going to hire that guy
Right, exactly.
for our party.
Right.
Now, you used to, I remember years ago, and this was like before you and I had ever met, and we were crossing paths working in similar clubs, and you had your headshot, and I remember this, and I was going to try to find it because I used to keep flyers back home.
Right.
And you had long hair.
Oh, yeah.
You had this like a leather jacket on.
Right.
And I mean, you could have been in Bon Jovi.
Right, exactly.
And all I remember was, I mean, people had great stuff to say about your act, but they're like, yeah, like this guy does a backflip
Right.
at the end of his show.
Right.
Now, was this like you saying, hey, I used to be an acrobat, and then people were like, no, you weren't, and then you did the backflip, or?
Yeah, when I got into comedy, I kept on going. The first club I ever worked, the guy said, hey, you got to be different from everybody else. And the only way you can do that is to just be you and take all the things that you've done in your life and put them in your act. So
Right.
I went, hey, I used to be an acrobat, so let's do a flip.
Right.
Where am I going to put that? Hey, how about the end? So I started doing that, but as you get older, you start losing your flexibility. So I couldn't get my knees all the way up into my shoulder.
Right.
I'm drinking a lot more beer, and all of a sudden I'm getting, this thing that's in the way. So
Right.
there was no way I could spin fast enough, and it just kept on getting lower and lower and lower. And then one night I rubbed my nose coming around, and I just went, all right.
Where did you rub your nose on? Like
On the floor.
On the floor.
Yeah, I just barely made it past, and I rubbed my nose, and I went, all right, that's
Done.
We're done. Yeah.
That's great.
I think that was like 1994 or something.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane. Well, now you're killing it. You're working on cruise ships all the time here at Brad Garrett's Comedy Club whenever you're in Vegas.
Yes.
You live here in Vegas also.
I live here.
You're never here because you're always on cruise ships and
Right.
traveling around doing stuff. Where can people find you online?
ChasComedy.com, and Chas is C-H-A-S. But if you spell it with a Z, it'll go back to the right place.
See? Look at you.
Yeah,
Thinking.
thinking.
Ask for Chasbo.
Chas.
Ask for Chasbo when you see him. And make him wear the costume.
Right, yeah.
Make him wear the costume. Bring your kids to see this guy, too. Funny as hell.
Take care.